Hi everyone, welcome. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a beautiful Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you guys. I'm going to pull 12 signs for all of the horoscope as well after the Divine Masculine read. And I did want to just touch base on a few of the codes. I did a read for myself, a big one last night, and actually the night before as well. So I just want to tell you the coded messages I got from those two reads before I start the other stuff as well. But there's really some special messages in the read for the Divine Masculine today, so stay tuned if you can. And again, if you need anything from me as far as sessions or services or a card read or my music, you can see everything below at twinflames3344.com and the same at gmail.com. And of course, my CD information is below as well, with Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. And that's at iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and CD Baby. So check it out. Seven of the first four songs I wrote on the CD have to do with the time around the Twin Towers, and then the second 7 songs were written on my journey. 6 of them to my twin. So they will at least help you clear some of your wounds, I promise. And my third energy is definitely in that. For anyone who's creative, you know that when you are creative like that, you're channeling. So please take advantage of that. It's $1 of support money, and you actually are getting a product for it. So it's very affordable. All right, so here we go with the messages I got from August 29th when I did a read for myself. The code line was about new beginnings and spiritual career. And I was getting a lot about the flocks and the sit-ins. Again, about a little bit about the Red Sea that came up in the Divine Masculine read the other day. That Adath, or A-D, A-T-H, it means community of, or flock, or congregation, same type of thing. But that word was coming up specifically in transition and surrender, in aiding those two things. Also, Divine Director and Metatron and Michael came up. Again, for me, those come up the same way. They're both the 4 energies of the M and D, and also referenced as the 2 dogs when the dogs are out. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, so just referencing the flock that left Egypt. Trying to go across the Red Sea, and then the time where they had to go back out into the wilderness for 40 years. And also came up the definition for Yeshua. So in Hebrew, Yeshua means God's salvation, which translates to Joshua in English. However, it became Jesus because the Greeks pronounced Yeshua, I guess, Jesus, like Jesus, okay? So then in English, that translated into Jesus. So that's where that comes from. So if you didn't know that, I thought that was interesting. And then also Luke 24, 44 to 47 came up. And that 4 to 7 has been coming up a lot lately. That's the sweet spot in the scale of numbers 1 through 9. So 4 is just below the center, so you don't want to go below that, through 7, which is the sweet spot to be in. So you want to be, erring on the side of the light as opposed to the dark, just like the body airs on the side of alkaline as opposed to acidic. So I was getting D2 also, like R2D2, but not referencing necessarily R2D2, but it could if that resonates with you. But just the support, the shadowing of the flock, and the show of power of the wounded warrior, and running as opposed to the sit-in. And it had to do with the new beginning, the spiritual career. Some headings come up, but I don't want to go too much into that. But it talked about some of the stuff that came up was Deuteronomy 2. Again, going out into the wilderness for the 40 years. And then it mentioned after 38 years passed, which is the Queen of Cups, which we start this read on today. So that was significant. And again, also the 14 of the Temperance card and the angels, that higher love. Last night, the message was coming up referencing the Sabbath, or the Sunday, the 7th day of the week, Whether that's Saturday or Sunday, that doesn't really matter. It has to do with the seventh day. But you see now, if you're already on your journey and doing your spiritual work or your mission, that if you don't specifically set aside a seventh day to rest, you won't, because you're so inspired by what you do. So it's kind of a forced, or induced day of rest to make sure you recoup your energies. Also, 6 keys were coming up as opposed to just 6 days, but the keys, and 6 out of 7 keys on the keyboard as well. Was there anything else? Surrender, manifestation, and nature came up for myself last night. And they were talking about the sassiness of the divine feminine to the nth degree, and that Godmas, as opposed to Christmas, Godmas is a rare university that you get to attend. The university of the central sun, or the soul, the Sophia 9, the collective feminine consciousness, the etheric realms, the love, the lovers, the energy of the divine feminine, the natural energy. The 7th day of Godmas, it's saying, make sure to take your vacation days. The abundant sun, spend time in the sun, recharge yourself, love yourself, energize yourself. The 6 keys, or the 6 days, can wait. So the 7th Godmas, abundant sun, and remember it's Sunday, to take advantage of your sun time, the love energy. And it was referencing and reminding us too of the 2 keys that were brought up earlier this month, or last month now, if we're going into September tomorrow. The 2 keys would be the mouth of the masculine, getting him to open up and speak, and the vaginal canal of the feminine, of the physical union. The 2 keys. So again, we have 7 keys and the 6 keys of the days of the week, and then the 2 keys of the human body. Also the surrender, manifestation, all of that, to allow it to happen naturally, because it will. You're always guided to everything that you need to do. I just want to make sure there's nothing else in here I wanted to tell you about. I'm sure there is, but I want to get in. There's so much to do for this read, so I'm going to let that go. So before I start the read, and I pulled some of my Kipper cards just for the only court card that's in the main part of the read, the Sirian Starseed deck, is the Queen of Cups, and she's upright. And by the way, the Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, and King of Cups are all upright today. So really beautiful love energy. But the last card in the read is the Lovers. The Lovers energy is reversed in the read today. However, the clarification card of the Lovers is directly below the 2 of Cups upright. So for me, that's definitely twin flame energy. So it really doesn't matter that it's reversed, because the Lovers can mean a breakup, but it also can mean just, lack of affection. So it has to do with the twins in separation. And it has to do with the breakup of the karmic relationships, or any karmic family ties that are no longer serving the divine masculine. But when I clarified really quickly for the Lovers card at the end of the read, I wanted to show you what I got. So I got the Lovers, and then the family room. Okay, which is funny because I'm sitting here in my family room. And the child within, the little girl, with distant horizons, with her dreams. And now, I told you the other day, this looks like there's no water here with the ship. So this is definitely referencing, and that was before I talked about the Red Seas parting. But this is definitely that energy. So little girl parting the Red Seas on her journey with a message of concern, so me talking to you. And then here is also the masculine receiving the concern, and him also with concern. So that energy I wanted to show you at the end of the read, where the Lovers, the big Lovers card with the rainbow colors on it, that was reversed energy. But here we are at the new moon, and there's some very, very special messages here. I just want to clarify the Queen of Cups. She's the only court card in the read today. Let's see where I am here. We are at the 31st, yes. So she's the only one in the read, but we also have the 9 of Cups in the middle of the read, which for me is the masculine sovereign, and the 9 of Pentacles is the last card in the read. Not the final card, but I usually pull 3 cards after and 3 cards before the read. And today I was guided to pull the 4th card, because the 4th card at the end was the 9 of Pentacles, which is the divine feminine sovereign, but not because that, but because I had listened to Jessica Del Mar. I was listening to one of her installments about connecting with your higher self. And one of the things she brought up about her higher self connection, she connects with Abe. She was talking about the wisdom of the owl, that's how she first connected with Abe. And it was so funny because that fourth card came out and I could only show a little bit of the top of that card because, you know, there's not much room there at the end of the read. And so the only thing you can see in that card is the white owl of the wisdom. So that was really cool that Abe energy came out today. So I'm going to clarify at least the Queen of Wands for you now to see what comes up for her. And we'll see how I feel to do the others or not. Let's see what happens. So the Queen of Cups. And we have other females in the other clarification cards, but in the main part of the read. All right, so she's coming up as the Lovers. And she's in his thoughts. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Maybe he wants to work with you. Okay. Maybe he sees you as a privileged lady. Or that can definitely be like the Empress energy as well. And maybe there's some concern as well. So, you know, it doesn't have all the facts. Then you know that's the logic of the masculine thinking. Oh, I'm sorry, right after that, there's a gift from an official person. And 777s, sudden wealth doesn't have to be money. It can just be emotional wealth as well. But there's a message after that as well. So very cool energies. Let's see what comes up for the 9 of Cups in the middle there, which for me is the Divine Masculine Sovereign. It is coming up upright and reversed in the read today. Well, let's see what comes up. The 9 of Cups. Why is the 9 of Cups in the center of the read today? Take a deep breath. Okay. All right, so that's because the masculine's working very hard and feeling impoverished. That doesn't have to be money. It could be any kind of feeling impoverished, emotionally, spiritually, okay, financially. And this could reference both the feminine and the masculine working too hard, okay? And that's why Sunday must be a day of rest. Look at that. All right, there's the co-creation is the marriage, okay? And the imprisonment of both because you're feeling like this. You're working too hard. All right, so that's really cool. And also it will lead to bad health. So, you know, take care of your body. Don't steal your life away from you. And then for the 9 of Pentacles at the end, let's see what comes up for that. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles for the Divine Feminine. Who is that supposed to be? The 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is upright today for sure. The 9 of Pentacles with the owl. Why is the 9 of Pentacles there with the white owl? Okay. So the courthouse is coming up. So something could be official. Okay. And that definitely references masculine energy. So maybe the masculine seeing you and your sovereignty because you seem so together. He may feel discouraged. Like, how will I ever make this official? You know, he's really thinking about you. He needs to make a change. Maybe he needs to see a change in himself if he wants to match your vibration. There's also unexpected incomes. This is definitely masculine energy. But I'm still getting the 9 of Pentacles as the feminine energy. She always comes up that way. But here is him wanting to match that. So the 9 of Cups in the middle is reversed, and that's why. Because he's trying to match your vibration, all right? The next card is the Lovers. So after unexpected income is the Lovers again, which is where he started out with thoughts of you. And the Queen of Cups energy. So that's really beautiful, guys, starting out. Was there anything else that needed clarification? We'll just do, why not? We'll do the Lovers again. The Lovers. Okay, so here's the Lovers, mature man, and courtship. Okay. Wanting to make something legal. So let's see about that. But there may be a lot of hard work involved, okay? And that might be the poverty involved as well for the masculine. Now let's see, the shadow is the challenge today's read. So let's see what the shadow brings up for us. So what is the challenge for us today with the shadow? What more do we need to know about that? What do we need to know? What do we need to know about the shadow? Okay. Ah, that's a pretty beautiful shadow. Wow. This is our only challenge today. That's beautiful. You know, because when the challenge is a positive card, there is no real challenge. It's only to go with the flow on the journey. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And here's that mature man coming up again, okay? So you just need to flow into the station. It's like when you're swimming laps in the pool, that last little bit where you just little coast to the side. That's definitely the energy I'm getting here. That the shadow there may just be that Capricorn man. Okay? Oh, look at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Really amazing energy for you guys today. So it is the 31st, which is that 5 of Wands, that expansion energy. But 31 is also a 4, because it reduces to a 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. That 4 is all about stability and structure and the home. Also about safety and security in the sense of surviving on this planet, as opposed to the manifesting of the 8, which is manifesting dreams. So it's a higher octave of that same energy. So 31-4 is actually the 5 of Wands. So expansion, competition, conflict on the quest, right, for the dream, the impossible dream. You know, because that's also known as the quest for fame and fortune, you know, the quest for happiness. The day adds up to 51-6. 51 is the King of Swords, which is very musky. So maybe some of the masculines like to wear musk, but the 51 is very much and the King of Swords, very much the energy of the Divine Masculine, and that reduces to a 6, the 5-1-6, which is love, family, and community. But the King of Swords is very much about the truth and integrity, and standing in that truth and integrity. But there's not a lot of affection there, although he's incorporated his wands and his cups. So he definitely has incorporated emotions. He's just been really hurt too. And so this is how he protects his heart, by staying in his mind and becomes an intellectual. So oh, and I love this too about Jessica's video. Jessica Del Mar. I think that's the title of her YouTube. She also talked about the name for not being able to visualize, because not everybody has the same abilities. So aphantasia was coming up, but for me, the font was coming up, the PHANT, which is kind of funny because font is like what style of writing that you like. But you know, it's like a flavor. Like what flavor do you want? There's so many colors to paint with. So not being able to see the colors or the vision, or have clairvoyance. And it was interesting in there because her connection, Abe, her higher self, talked about that it's not important. What's important is the feeling and the clairsentience. So for me, you know, my clairvoyance isn't as strong as my clairsentience and my claircognizance, which was nice to know that from their perspective. It doesn't really matter other people's perspective. It always matters most my own perspective. But it's always just nice having that confirmation of something that you already know within yourself. Someone saying that. But the feeling, again, is the most important thing. But the font was coming up for me as in aphantasia, the Ellie font, and then the hero font. So painting with the colors of the hero, painting with the colors with the Ellie and the Elohim. That was kind of cool coming up. And again, I told you with Abe and the owl came up in wisdom. And then the 49 for me was coming up this morning. And that was before I pulled the cards. And then before I even did the cards, you know how I always show you sometimes when the cards fall out when I'm shuffling. Well, guess what fell out when I was shuffling? The 9 of Cups. And that was upright. And then the 9 of Cups came out as the center card, which is the number 49, is the 9 of Cups. So very significant about getting your wish today. But remember, it's all about intention and just knowing. So it's not about wishing constantly. It's just, you know, once your intentions are out there, you don't need to wish upon a star. The universe already knows what you want. It's just about staying in that knowing that it's already here. And that was at 9 o'clock. So not focusing on the 11th hour of the 8:59, because the 49, when I wrote this down, was actually right at 9 o'clock. It wasn't the 11th hour. It was right on target, right on cue, right on time, which everything always is. So that's when the card fell out. And then I did the cut and deal at 9:06. So that's the Hermit and the Lovers. So the Sirian Starseed deck, that's when it was originally dealt. And that's when that Nine of Pentacles came out at the end. Let's see here. So because I was guided to do 4 cards out at the end there, I then pulled a 4th card from the underlying energies, which ended up being Starseed. I can't pull it outwards because then the cards will fall over. But so the 4th card down, the extra one today is the Starseed, which is like the Fool. This is the Hermit over here, Reflection it's called in this deck. And then this is the Higher Self. And then this is the Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And they were all upright. So we've been getting some really powerful energies in the underlying energy of this new moon. And plus we have the Hermit there, and it's the new moon in Virgo, right? I believe that is correct. And then, what else was there before the read? And then at 9:14 or 9:13, which is the Hermit and 13 of Death, which are both ending related numbers, I started to sweat. So that's definitely Divine Masculine energy coming in for me. So the endings are here. And 13 is actually past the ending. That's the portal, and actually going through the portal, like choosing a path. And then at 9:31, which is interesting, I didn't notice this before, but we just went from 9:13 to 31, which is the reflection, 13 to 31. And that's when I got to the 10 of Orbs and how he sees himself, except it was reversed. And for me, that's bliss, because when the swords fall out of your back, that's bliss. And I was feeling his nervousness, or rather bliss, which is being excited. The masculine read today was finished at 9:33 to 34. 33 is that Christ vibration, and actually the 34 is the Christ vibration. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that right. 34 is not. 33 is the Christ vibration, but it's the 7 of Wands, not the 6 of Wands. So that's standing up for yourself without being defensive or reactive. And then the 34 is the 8 of Wands, expressing yourself. And both of those cards were reversed today for a reason, along with the Hermit. So feeling defenseless to the energies and not expressing yourself, not being heated in a conversation, right? And some more about that comes up within the read. So the major arcana for this read were Shadow, which is like the Devil card, Strength, Alchemy, which is like the Temperance card, Lovers. Before the read was the Reflection or Hermit card, and the Higher Self or the High Priestess. And then after the read was Luna or the Moon, the Hanging Man or the Hanged Man, and then the Transition card, which is the Death card. And in this deck, it's literally walking through a portal. So 2 cups, 3 wands, and 2 swords came up here. There were no pentacles and mostly wands, so it's 2, 3, 2. The Queen of Cups was the only court card, like I told you, but we have the 9 of Cups of the masculine and the 9 of Pentacles of the feminine, which rarely come up like this together. So it was pretty cool the way it came up. We had triple 9s in the read and 2 6s. The code line was all about rebirth, music, relationship change, and health. Rebirth, so that's that transition card. Music, which can be music of the spheres, the music of the parting of the Red Seas, and the music within you. The relationship change and the health regarding the relationship change and taking care of your body and your emotional and spiritual health, okay? So the number on that code line today, it was all about, there's a 6, 1, and then 7. So 6, 1, that number does reduce to 7, which they add up then to 68, which is that Page of Pentacles, the perpetual student, which is being like a starseed. But 61 is that risk card. And then 7 is that the spirituality card of the Chariot and Ascension. And then 68 of being the perpetual student, always learning. And in regarding to rebirth, music, relationship change, and health. Another number that was coming up also, because there could have been another 9 there, was 77, 23, the 14. 77 is that 9 of Pentacles, 23 is the King of Wands. The 14 is the Temperance card of the angels. And then 1, 67, 9, 10 begin again. 67 is the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal servant. 1 is the Magician. Then 16 of the Tower less so came up, and then 79, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So the code line was all about, well, the shadow, right? But today, look what our shadow came up as, really quite blissful with the path. There's some interesting energy about show of power was coming up here. The Ra energy, or the Ra, the high energy of the Sophia 9, the collective feminine consciousness, the love, the lovers, the 6, the love, family, community. All that energy is the feminine collective consciousness. The 1 of the sweet 7. So here we go, 1 of 7 as opposed to, the 6 days a week. So this is bringing up 1 and 7 again, taking Sunday off. But here it's coming up as 1 of sweet 7, that number 7. The shadow, their show of power, is being shown as like half of the letter N. It's like that diagram, that mathematical diagram I saw the other day, where it was displayed as, the one line's on a right angle, but the other line of the triangle was on a slant. So it's like a teepee being blown over. So I was getting that energy and kind of referencing the dark show of power as opposed to the light, because N is Jesus, so that would be the light show of power. So I was also getting red with the R, red blood and the root chakra, the high DNA love, the 1 of Sophia, the unity, the all-inclusiveness, the oneness of the feminine within the masculine. The dark show of power is the lower aspect of Jesus, because Jesus was human as opposed to Christ, his higher self, right? His higher aspect. So it's coming up as even Jesus had a darker side, right? He was human. So the windblown teepee, that shape, the first half of the N, is being shown as the dark, well, NI is show of power, like Nai, but it's showing here as the darkness show of power. But don't worry, because the dark is in all of us. Just like the challenge today is the dark, but it's actually something really wonderful. The path is the darkness. The path is the challenge, but it's beautiful. The root or the bloodline of the high vibrational DNA of love, the shadow side of the chariot or ascension, is show of power. So it's not show of power of anything. It's just the act of showing of power, because that's a reaction. The 3D aspect of Jesus. All right. So both show of power and teaching was coming up as the same. And referencing to the difference between a ninja and a sensei. That the Sophia is the sensei and the Christos is the ninja, right? That's the masculine energy, the aggression, as opposed to the non-aggression, the peacefulness. And that, again, that Jesus was human. That both are a show of power, to teach and to lead. All right, so any of that is a show of power, because if you're teaching, then you're teaching other people who don't know what you know. So it's just coming up with the vibrations. An even higher vibration is not teaching, but being, the show of example of right living. The ego wants to be seen and heard. Source is boring in human form, right? Because there's so much peace. How many of you is it hard for you to sit still and meditate to try to connect to a higher realm? Because as a human, it's very hard for us to stay in that unity consciousness of just oneness, because there's so much peace and love. You want to go back into polarity for some fun. So source in human form is, there is polarity consciousness. And we're not just unity, we're polarity. We are multi-dimensional beings, not just one. You cannot be a human and not be in polarity. As soon as you say a word out of your mouth, you're polarizing something, you're naming it. So you're calling it something as opposed to something else. So you cannot expand without polarity. You are multidimensional beings. You are ascending to a less dark aspect of yourselves. The sweet spot, number 7. Now remember, it's just good to err on the side of light. So 5 is right in the middle, But 6 for most humans is better to err on that side. But for us, so 6 is that energy of love, family, and community, and lovers. But for the twins and the star seeds, 7 is actually the sweet spot, because that's for people who can regularly or consciously toggle up or connect with the other realms or other dimensions in the 1 through 9 numerology. So 6 to 7 is the sweet spot, and then 8 even more so, because that is the union dance of the twins coming together. So they can do something that others cannot, because they have the continuous motion of the exchange of energy between them, that third energy, and it's specific to twin flames and the union dance, okay? That was the message I was getting of the 8. So remember, for me, my symbolism of the twins when they're in their own balance is the 8s side by side next to each other, but also the same symbol of the 8 on its side or horizontally is the same as 2 8s upright for me. So getting into this read, we start out with that Queen of Cups upright. And remember I said the Page, Knight, Queen, and King of Cups, they're all upright today. The read started at 10:01. Here's that reflection of the Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny, fate, good news, right? Good luck, all of those positive attributes. And then the reflection of that is the Magician embodiment. So we have the Queen of Cups upright, the Star Seed or the Fool upright, the reflection reversed, higher self reversed, and then the 6 of Cups upright. The 2 children in the garden, or in this case, 2 children hugging each other. It's a really beautiful picture. And then right as I was doing that, a tiny little bug landed right here where I was writing at the reflection and higher self, which were the cards that were reversed as opposed to upright. So it's saying to focus on what needs to be energized and lifted. So that was at 10:01 and then 10:03, and I woke up at 8:03 this morning. So the 01 to 03 happened at least 3 times in this read as I wrote down the times. So the 1 to the 3 and the space between, which is the 2 or the High Priestess, were very significant today. 1 is the Magician of the Magician embodiment. 3 is the Empress and of Gaia, so the masculine also of the Sun, and the Earth of the Empress and Gaia. And then 2, because both the Magician and the Empress share the High Priestess, their psychic abilities, their intuitive knowing. But that came up 3 times, the 01 and then the 03. The human aspect is high today, as the feminine aspect, as the Fool with the open heart, and I had a little bit of a sour stomach just as I wrote that. And, you know, it's hard for the high energy to sustain being in this 3 to 5D realm, right? So I was getting a little bit of a sour stomach, probably because we were talking about the Fool and going up to that high vibration. The feminine aspect, as the Fool with an open heart, no longer must be in isolation or in their higher self to be with their twin, in high vibrational match or the dance between them. The third energy is on retainer for the 6 of Cups union when the Knight of Cups offer of love comes into the angel. So it's just basically saying you don't need to work so hard anymore to be in that high vibration. As you come into union and now you are a match, that as you do that dance, you naturally transmute the energies and help yourself stay in that high vibration. So it's saying you don't have to meditate so much. You don't have to purposely do all these things, even though that is helpful to stay in that high vibration. As you come into the dance, you naturally, when you learn the dance between you, are more able than others to keep your vibration high. So that third energy on retainer for the 6 of Cups union, the children in the garden coming together, your inner children, with that Knight of Cups offer of love to the angel. And in this first section of cards, the underlying energy was Virgo, Pisces, Aries, and Capricorn. The devil or the shadow of Capricorn, or Jesus, right? Because Jesus is Christmas birthday, whether it's December 25th or January 6th, really doesn't matter. It's all Capricorn. There's Capricorn energy of never giving up, right? The goat keeps climbing no matter what. This energy of the devil, which is our challenge today, in a positive way, offers love to one who is grounding, integrating with hurt feelings. They're grounding and integrating those hurt feelings, transmuting them to be unconditional love, the King of Cups. The King of Cups, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Page of Cups, like I said, are all upright here. The orange sacral is also being vamped up. In my read, last night, and it might have been the night before as well. Like I got all orange cards, and then today the masculine's cards are all orange and blue with one yellow as well. So very sacral energy. So those sexual energies are being vamped up here, as well as creative energies. And the masculine, where mine was more just orange, like pure orange, and maybe a little pink with it. The masculine has blue, which means he'll be opening up his throat chakra as well as his sacral chakra. The divine masculine ready to speak his truth and make an effort with that yellow. See a little bit of, and that was confirmation for you, with a little bit of yellow to up his confidence so that he can speak up. So yeah, divine masculine ready to speak his truth and make an effort. Separation, incompletion, the world upside down, as within so without, and out in, feelings held in and not expressed, delays, pangs of love squelched, whereas union, home, heart connection is shared and balanced and patient as an angel is. Align with the full circle. There's no ending and no beginning, just ground zero, an open space where all are welcome. And then Sukha came up. So Sukha, I wanted to clarify this because another definition of a different spelling came up, which is very different. So the Sukha is the little hut that in the Jewish religion, which is a place of happiness. And in Sanskrit, Sukha, or S-U-K-H-A, is happiness, pleasure, ease, and bliss. So everything we want, the Sukha, the happiness. But Sukha, S-U-K-A, is a crude form of a violin, which isn't bad, but it's also slang for bitch. So I just wanted you to be careful about that. It also comes up as slang for shit. So I'm not sure the exact pronunciation of both, so that you can make sure to express it in the right way, but you shouldn't be using that slang language to those natives of those language, Russian, because they wouldn't take that nicely anyway. But the Sukha is all about happiness, pleasure, ease, and bliss. And I was literally seeing the Sukha in the Four of Wands today, which I don't normally see. I don't usually see that at all, but today I was. All right, so as we turn the page, it's 1021. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, and 21 is the World. All right, so that's fated destiny, the end of the cycle, the completion point, the coming, the culmination. It's like the coming together in culmination. The graduation day, the last day of the month today, but also the first day of the new moon. So the new moon happened yesterday, but you understand the significance. It's like, it's just confirming there is no end and there's no beginning, that they both tie into one. It's just like letting go of the third baton, right? Both hands are on it at the same time, and you never need to run that fourth leg of the race because we never end. We always stay at the 11th hour. There is no real end. Housing and, let's see. So yeah, the ending and begin, you end and begin at the same time. The 0 point, the Sukha. And the difference in spelling between the Sukha and the Sukha is H, it's S-U-K-H. There's an H in there, and H has to do with the dance, but it's also inner and outer strength. And I actually named both of my children purposely with an H in their name for that inner strength. So it's coming up again, confirming that for me, of the 8. And of course the 8, as you know, is the perfect balance of the divine feminine and masculine within you. So the H makes all the difference. 8 is also 2 chairs on top of each other, right? It's sitting within each other's energies, sitting on each other's laps, stacking them when you clean up the conference room. The 4 of Wands coming up as the Sukha, and then the 6 of Pentacles was coming up as the blockhead for Charlie Brown, right? Because it looks like there's a block above his head. Housing in blocks, coverings, protection from the elements, from nature, from your nature. Use wreaths and trees and natural resources to house you. Feet on stone and in water, one step at a time off the beaten path, and patiently. And then I was getting softly, slowly, hold me closer, tiny dancer. That the tiny dancer isn't one person. The tiny dancer is the union, the twins dancing. And for the spirits or God to talk to us, we are his tiny or her tiny dancers. Softly, slowly hold me closer, tiny dancer. So this is God speaking to twins. I'm getting connection right now. For the twin flame union, the 8 on its side, the infinity, the 4 rods, the 6 coins, and 5 only shown when I was looking at it, and then the 2 wings. The 4 rods, the 6 coins, and the 2 wings. When 6 are showing, the shape of that card is the Hanged Man, which is actually number 7. 6 here is the 7 in the higher realms. Even here is odd there. When we reach for there, we expand and become off balance to become even again. So coming back down to earth, when we expand to the etheric realms, we need to stay at 0 point to keep our high vibration for smooth landing. Ground control to Major Tom. And you notice that Tom is T of toggling up, and then the Om. Toggle up, Om. O is the human, embodiment of source. M is the Mary Magdalene, Metatron and Michael, the feminine warrior spirit, and the angel. When we see all 6, the 6 of Pentacles, or the number 7, we also see the roof beneath the canopy that a man made, the triangle, the roof, the delta with an open door, like human with an open heart. 2 keys, the mouth or the throat chakra, and the vaginal canal or the sacral chakra into one. 2 keys into one, like the delta, the transmutation canal, and the anal canal is then the exit or the path of transmutation. So the 2 keys, the mouth and the vaginal canal, come into one, the triangle of the delta, and then in transmutation, the canal is the anus, are back the other way, the 2 into 1, transmuting the Y in the road. 2 give input where they both are open to new perspectives, bleeds together smoothly as 1. 2 as 1, open to seeing things differently, allow their separate paths only to come together again naturally. A different way to see cards is the 4 of Wands as the 4 of Wands and the canopy, or 5. The 6 of coins, less the 1 head of the man, is also 5, and the 2 wings plus the 2 cups in the temperance card plus the sun is also 5. That all are the same and all are different. 5, 5, 5, and yet 4, 6, and then X1V of the temperance card, the 14. Okay, and that also references the Emperor, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Emperor again as the 4. And also X is the feminine, and the 4 is the masculine. All right, so it's very much the 4 of the Emperor, and then the 6 of the Lovers, the feminine energy. Then fire, earth, air, and water come up here. I literally was reading the elements from the cards I was looking at. It was the 4 of Wands above the 6 of Pentacles, above the Temperance card. Fire, earth, air, and water, top down. Mohammed is down from the mountain walking amongst you. Jesus is sharing with others. And twins, 1111 unions, the rod and staff families to serve as examples. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and the acronym for that is FSH. And so when I put FSH to remember the exact title of the hormone, because my brain doesn't work very well anymore, instead of FSH coming up, fish came up, which is just missing the eye, the small eye, which is the chakra system with the 3rd eye. So that came up in place as the entry. And then the page that came up started with literally Thomas Labs, and we just talked about Tom, Major Tom. And Thomas Labs quoted looking for antibiotics, and there were pictures of 3 beautiful fish as wallpaper. There was a rainbow fish, one that was black with a little bit of yellow, and then also aquamarine and white, and then the 3rd one was yellow, all yellow with tinges of orange and green. So the FSH is follicle stimulating hormone and has to do with Well, it's secreted by the anterior pituitary gland and regulates developmental growth, puberty, maturation, and the reproductive processes. So that was coming up in reference to the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And then the word union I was called to break down, and that was the follicle. The FSH was coming up at 1052, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords. Then the union was coming up here for me to break down at 1055, which is the Ace of Swords, the Truth, or Excalibur. The union is you, Jesus, ion or connection, or United Nations connection with their eye on you, or the Holy Grail, the Divine Feminine, the cup, with connection to Jesus and the chakra system of the human, and the human also connected to Jesus. Then I was getting the FSH with the missing the I, the lowercase I of the chakra system in the third eye, becomes fish, and fish is Jesus again. The FSH translates into the foe of 11, the chakra, the Christ, Lu, and half human, half angel, or the twin flames, and the sweet chakra systems with third eye, and the Mary Magdalene, the mule, right, the workhorse, the human with connection that toggles up, the chakra system, Jesus, God, and then the hormones was coming up literally as the whore who moans, which was Mary Magdalene because she was called a whore. So the hormones also, if you look at it in another way, is another way of saying harmony. Okay, so money. All right, so harmony is literally hormone. Mary Magdalene, many, harm human Jesus at the Y in the road. So how many denied him? Right, so we all fall. The hormones and harmony. Always remember that as Mary Magdalene, and how many harm because they are human when trying to be their higher self, their Jesus self at the Y in the road. They may take a wrong path, but it's all part of the process. It's all okay, it's all good. You learn from each and you grow and expand from each moment. So as we turn the page, it's 1101. 11 is the justice and the 1 is the magician embodiment. And again, as we have a few lines down, we went from 01 to 03, as I just kept naturally looking to the time 3 times. I wrote down 01 and then had to look at the clock again at 03. And the space between, which is 02 of the high priestess energy, the feminine energy. The Holy Grail, or the Holy Communion, is the masculine, and the Holy Grail is the feminine. The Christus Sophia, HC and HG. Christ is the communication, but the Sophia is the rail to God. Christ communicates or communes and communicates, but Sophia touches the railing. She holds God. The space and the train that's pulling into the station, the nothingness and the everythingness, this is just another way of expressing that. So 1103, that was that finished. And that was justice and the 3 of the Empress. All right, so when the train comes into the station, when the masculine comes to the feminine, that is where the Empress receives her justice. The 01 and the 03 again, the magician and the Empress, the high priestess silent between them, is very palpable by the divine feminine energy. Giving to others is the same as the marriage ceremony, with the angels presiding above and in person at the altar, the chapel of love. The divine masculine crown has had blocks relating to the block and block parties, the community and which group he belongs to. As soon as he realizes he's an island unto himself, his internal connection to source and higher self, he frees himself to do as he pleases, to be in peace and love and joy, no longer seeing this as a weakness. The Queen of Cups is out sharing her knowing, allowing others to come and go as they please. And then when I went to write drained, for some reason a K was written in there, so it wrote dranked. So drained or sick, and drained with a K in it, which has to do with energy, so drained of energy specifically, haha. Sick or getting tired when overexposed, and this is referencing to the feminine energy of the Queen of Cups, outsharing her knowing, allowing others to come and go as they please, but drained or sick and gets tired when overexposed or over-isolating and not getting enough sun, which is the masculine charge. The masculine outside, the feminine is inside, without, within, must dance to balance, also sundowning here of mental disease. Less transmentation, like the masculine do, and more transmutation of the feminine, of the Empress, the Mother Earth, the Sun and Gaia, the masculine and feminine, the day and night, coming out at sunrise and blooming at sunset for the feminine. The shades of gray come at night, streaming in for her to transmute. The Empress is very powerful, the feminine energy, to deal with the sick and the overactive children and elderly with mental illnesses. The feminine is the caregiver, the masculine is the provider. And so again, this is not about masculines and feminines or males and females. It has to do with the energy within each of us. So some masculines are very much caregivers because they have a lot of feminine energy within them. But it's just distinguishing again between them, that the feminine energy is the caregiver, the masculine is the provider. Provides to give care. The sun is the masculine, the earth or Gaia the feminine. The dark is the moon. The Queen of Cups is the triangle, the Bermuda Triangle. The 13 of the beast, and now it's calling me to break down Bermuda. The Bermuda is the triangle. The 13 of the portal of urgency of the Mary Magdalene, the Holy Grail, connection, human extension up in order for humans to connect directly. So it's literally saying the Bermuda Triangle was a portal opened of feminine energy so that humans could have the ability to connect more readily. So again, Bermuda, that sentence started, the sun is the masculine, the earth or Gaia the feminine, the dark the moon, the Queen of Cups is the triangle, the Bermuda Triangle, the 13 of, or the death or the portal of urgency for Mary Magdalene, the feminine spirit, and that's also Michael and Metatron. But it's the feminine energy of the Holy Grail, the cup holding that feminine energy in connection for human to toggle up or actually extend up. I wasn't really getting the toggle because it's not to anchor yourself up, but to just allow that feminine energy to go up or actually come down to you for human connection. The portal opened to Sophia, and so this relates to the Statue of Liberty portal as well because they're very close. The Triangle of Bermuda actually reflects over to New York. If you take the triangle and reflect it upon itself. The portal is open to Sophia, connection to the human, for human to human connection. The two cups, the soulmates, the deep love connection, when you're still as opposed to working or offering help to others, you are helping yourself. Juggling a surprise or performing to hide something behind the scene, defenseless to the energies and too many people coming at them for the masculine, the Page of Wands is inspired to romantic tie or to have that connection. The Kermit or the frog is transforming into a prince and Miss Piggy a beautiful princess, unable to protect themselves from each other. There's a little lizard watching love grow, but also watching, aware of what love is not. And that was 11:43, and as I continue this sentence, it's 11:44. A meal prepared for aroma of the dance, memories of nourishment, good feelings to let your guard down. So it's talking about coming together for a date and how the smell and aromas of food cooking allows you to calm yourselves because it gives you memories of being nourished, of not being starved. And so before I go on, I'm going to tell you the signs and their positions and the court cards, all right? So Capricorn was upright, Virgo reversed, Gemini reversed, Taurus upright, Leo reversed, Aquarius upright, Pisces reversed, Scorpio upright, Cancer reversed, Libra reversed, Aries upright, and Sagittarius upright. Maybe a little bit of Sagittarius reversed. The Knight of Wands was reversed today. But there was no, like, both direction signs today, except for that minor for Sag, but when I'm doing these, it's really about the major arcana, not the minors. So they're all completely either upright or reversed. They're completely polarized today, which never happens. I'm never saying never, but you know what I mean. So I'm polarizing for you as a human. So then we have the directions of all of the court cards, and the aces, tens, nines, and fives. Of the aces, the ace of cups and the ace of pentacles were upright today, the others reversed. Of the kings, the king of wands was the only one that was reversed. All three other kings were upright. The queens were all reversed except the queen of cups. She was the only one upright. The knights, the knight of cups and the knight of swords were upright. The other two reversed. The pages were all upright except the page of pentacles was reversed. All 4 tens were down, and all the nines were down except for the 9 of pentacles, which is the feminine sovereign, because this is the masculine read showing the positivity of the feminine inner power. And then the fives were all reversed except for the 5 of pentacles, which is that abandonment wound or destitution, starvation wound as well, homelessness. So that starvation wound was important when bringing up that meal for the date, because that brings up a safe place to be in. Very important. And to recognize those wounds when they come up for you so that you can release them. So the memories of nourishment, and this was at 11:44, and I love when 11:44 comes up because I was born at 11:44 to 45 at night, but still when those numbers come up for me, I like to see that. But it's also about the 11 of the Justice and the 44 of the 4 of Cups, which is grounding and integrating. That time for boredom has a purpose. And sometimes that's because you haven't eaten yet. It's time to stop yourself so you can eat and nourish yourself. So I turn the page at 11:44. New beginnings comes up for the numerology cards, and beneath that was perseverance. New beginnings is number 1 of the Magician, perseverance number 4. Also, the number, when I push the 1 card on the top to show the second card down, a stack of cards moved to reveal the 33 of the communication card. So that was coming up again as well, the Christ or Jesus number, the 33. And communication of the masculine energy is the communication energy, whereas the feminine is the feeling, the touch, the direct connect to God as far as touching as opposed to communication. The High Priestess floats and glitters in a masquerade at the Slivery moon. So the Slivery moon is close to the new moon. Sheer and gloved and arched to open her heart over the grief and loss, regret, shame, and guilt, over any of that energy, as the 2 dark birds fly off. So 2 dark birds are showing to have left the situation, dumping the 2 cups that were controlling the divine masculine, or supposedly, quote unquote, having his back. All right, so 2 people who supposedly had his back, who were actually just controlling him by doing that, have now flown away, and they're coming up as birds, so feminine energies. The Hierophant reversed, the King of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I'm sorry, that's not the King of Swords, it's the Page. So in a cluster in this underlying energy, the Hierophant's reversed, the Page of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed are 3 different people, or it could be 2 people, or it's all one person. A Taurus with childish communication, or a Queen of Pentacles reversed with a child with religious issues between them, or differences between mother and child in an argument. Taurus, Gemini, Pisces energies. All of the energies here are at least upset or ungrounded. Could be issues between Judaism and Christianity, or all alternative and spiritual, but there's a difference of opinion here as well. One more intellectually based and one more spiritually based. There's a child in the middle, and then I was getting, what you talking about, Willis? So that was coming up. And then a child of privilege acting out with 3 feathers in their cap and blue energy, which means they're all about their throat chakra, so they're talking out their butt, because he's reversed. And then the Queen of Pentacles was coming up as ungrounded, and green are all about the money, education, and prestige. And then another Taurus energy was coming up as red, but as a man or religious leader, reformed in beliefs. or the Queen of Pentacles reversed is a Reformed Jew or a Taurus Jew. Also Candy Striper or Candy, or name was Candy and they were a stripper, but someone who lies or fudges the truth, or someone who thinks they can lie all they want if they go to confession. Curtains may be stuck, red, gold, white, and purple silk or satin, or someone who covers everything in their house as not to stain anything, expensive fabrics, a constant argument between two people, neither in their high vibration, about opening or closing or fixing curtains or getting new slip covers they can't agree on, or one, the man has no opinion on it and could care less. One is an airy intellectual, immature snob, and the other materialistic and showy about their education status and their things, very Taurus. Male air sign Taurus is coming up as so over it, and a female with their head in the clouds or waiting to buy tickets for Cirque du Soleil or something similar to that. A karmic may have been a stripper in their past, so obviously this is not for everyone, but whoever this is a message for will get it. If it doesn't resonate, leave it. It doesn't apply to you, right? And let it go. Whatever resonates with you, take and leave the rest. So someone's coming up as a former stripper, someone was a former hooker, and someone maybe a mail order bride, or some in an arranged marriage. We're coming up in this underlying energy. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, coming up as Taurus in that energy there, or a Gemini or Pisces, or all of those energies within them, and Earth as well. And then a Queen of Cups who's coming up very much opposite energies of angelic or patient, with an Empress or Taurus person. So this is a separate person, the Empress. She's also upright. And the Page of Wands, who's also upright, not the Page of Swords, that was reversed, but the Page of Wands in the underlying energy is upright. So that can just mean inspiration, right? Or someone who's excited. But the Queen of Cups being patient with the Empress, and then the Page of Wands in a new beginning with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Or the Queen of Cups, who could be Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Aries, or Cancer, any combination of them, or one or the other. And then separately is a Sagittarius, and then another person is the Taurus, Virgo, Leo, with little water in their chart, if any. And then the Page of Wands referencing the new beginning, being excited, inspired. There's a new home or business for a mother and one or two daughters, and then one of their children, which can be a boy or a girl. Or there's a grandmother, a mother, and two older kids, or mother and two daughters who see the man-child as a nuisance, so any man in the house. Or a male with Sagittarius in their chart walking a completely different path from them, so basically walking away. But it looks like the women are getting into a group, either they're moving in together or they're starting a new business together, and that was at 12:30. 12 is the Hangman, 30 is the Four of Wands, the Union, so that has to do with home. Could be a home-based business as well. And as I was talking about one of their children, or grandmother, mother, and two older kids, that was 1228, which is the Hangman and the twins, the Two of Wands. So it can reference to both. There could be a move here between the twins and the home situation. And then at 12:32, as I turn the page, the 32 is that journeyman, the Six of Wands, who was reversed today, so staying under the radar. And then we go into the recently situations. So before I go into recently, I'm going to show you the cards, and then we'll get on to that. Okay, so the underlying energy is that Queen of Cups. Recent past is that Seven of Flames. And you can see her rising above. It's a little different than the normal deck with the Sirian Starseed deck. The Ace of Swords is the foundation there, but it is reversed energy today. Center of the reed is the Nine of Cups, which you see as those 6 streams of light there. And the 9 cups you just can't see. The shadow is the challenge there. The other underlying energies you see, which were all reversed. And then what's crowning is that 6 of Flames. So it's 7 of Flames and now 6 of Flames here. And then as we bridge over to the near future position, which is the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, was also reversed and surrendered today. The masculine seeing himself as the 10 of Swords, which was reversed, which for me is the bliss energy, and then all of those cards from Romance Angels. I didn't look to see what was underneath romantic feelings, so let me show you. What, that's not the next one down. So it is safe for you to love is right beneath that. Romantic feelings. As I mess up the pile, sorry about that. And then around the masculine, how he's seen is the Strength card, which you can barely see. But that is a tiger in this deck. And then we have the blocks. The masculine needs to clear is the Alchemy, the Temperance card, upright energies. And then we end on the Lover's card with Luna or the moon above it, the Hangman above that, transition above that, which is literally walking through the portal. And then there's the white owl that I told you about in the Nine of Pentacles card, or the Sovereign. And then we end up on the Star, which is beautiful energy. Then we just have these 6 on the side, or 8, excuse me, the 4 and 4 of the 8. Okay, so again, referencing the 44 of the Mastering and Grounding Integrating, and the 8 of the Dance. And then we're going to finish the read, and then we'll get on to the 12 signs we have today as well. So recently is the 7 of Flames, defenseless to energies and too many people around him or coming at him. Feeling of failure or bad news came through, no attention or just wanting to stay under the radar, to walk away and within, to be the angel, be patient, and take one step at a time, dealing with vicious lawyer or a Taurus, or a Queen of Pentacles reversed, or Queen of Swords reversed, in a marriage or contract or religious, or just nasty divorce. Under the radar until they know more, giving up or surrendering to find peace, or go to a peaceful place of patience, or to go to be with their angel. Defenseless or stuck between Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Cups upright angel, the foundation being the lies, split, divide, cutting through the BS, or feeling like they have no purpose, or they were going to swim with the dolphins or porpoise, and something got canceled. So kids might have been upset about that. Insecurities and manipulation, or this is a specific person. And above this, an offer of love at home or to come into union. One energy is coming up as a liar and manipulator, and one offering love and home. The hermit, intuitive twin, a fresh start, possible kids, or already has kids, and a mother possibly with an illness, needing to have faith. For the masculine, they need to have faith. Centrally is the 9 of Cups. Joyful reunion, coming together in a leap of faith and open heart over the grief and or regret, coming out of the dark. 6 rays of light upon them, completely transformed. The challenge being for the masculine, the shadow web. The Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed. Him not using his intuition or a secret passion, or there's a secret that's out. A sovereign reunites with the hermit coming out of isolation, the divine masculine hermit injured and left behind, or in exile without opportunity, the King of Pentacles, who could be a Capricorn or Virgo, possibly with Aries, losing money with the kids, independence, or dealing with dysfunctional family or loss of a family member, or disconnecting from family. So here there's a couple different couples or different masculines it could be, and they could be other people in the masculine's life. So we have a King of Wands and a Queen of Swords. They're both reversed and together. So that can be a couple, but neither one of them is happy at the moment. And the King of Pentacles is upright, but he's dealing with dysfunctional family, possibly a partner who's also upright, or a daughter who's upright. But the King of Pentacles definitely could be Capricorn or Virgo or both, and could have some Aries there as well. So that could definitely be a masculine as well. And then of course we reference the King of Swords, and he can be a masculine as well. So they can all be one or different people. I mean, one card can represent 3 different people depending on the situation. So take it as it fits for you, but if it doesn't fit, just, let it go. So it looks like the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands reversed, both reversed, are with an older child, a female, and the King of Pentacles kicked out or left the family with a Page of Pentacles reversed child with possibly a learning disability or just a bad student or in need of financial support, or that child is just dependent on him. All right, so it looks like there's a couple over on this side, and they don't have to be married. They can be siblings. They can be, father and daughter, or mother and son, or a friend. It doesn't have to be any specific connection with the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords reversed. And that can be the masculine and the twin coming together as well. But it looks like a division here with two masculines, though. One masculine. It looks like one could have one kid, and the other, and then the King of Pentacles has the other kid. And it could be like if a karmic left completely, that could be a situation too, where the masculine has one of the children and then the other child is going to live with relatives just to make it easier on him, or because the other kid's older and they just want to. The challenge here is addictions, codependency on wealth, or reuniting with the other child, or a sovereign twin flame. Was unhappy, feeling a failure, or over-isolating. And then there's death or transformation of the Hierophant. The Taurus, religion, marriage, commitment, contract, tradition, or whatever it is, at the new moon, which was yesterday. And the light flickered when I talked about the Hierophant there. And again, the Hierophant came up, font of all the different colors of the hero. So there's a gathering, holding back passions without affection, or a breakup of a marriage, or with Taurus, Scorpio, or Cancer, Sag, or Gemini, dumping burdens or confessing about a secret, or high priestess, or the masculine's own psychic abilities to end a war. Now crowning is the six flames, negative attention to lies, split, unhappiness, or just not getting their wish and their dream having failed, verbal abuse in a marriage by wife, or just always negative to the divine masculine. The Queen of Swords reversed and Queen of Pentacles reversed can be two people or one in the same, really negative. And this is coming up for me to say just because it came up in the cards. I don't usually use the word bitch, but this is coming up here. Someone's married to a bitch, and that's not everybody, but there's definitely someone out there, with the appearance of the perfect family in divine order. The Page of Wands inspired to see a new perspective, and this was at 101 to 102. That's magician, and then magician, or masculine and feminine. So the Page of Wands inspired to see a new perspective. And again, here we had the 101 and then 103, and the space between being the two. The Page of Wands hanging out, being wise, with epiphanies or sudden drama, events that he now ignores. So the Page of Wands can be a child, but it also is coming up in this read as representing the masculine, which if there's a lot of women in his life that he lives with, that they all treat him like a second-class citizen, that he's kind of just annoying. So it's coming also, if they're yelling at him all the time or abusing him verbally, this is where he's changed and has learned not to react to anything and just ignores them when they're being difficult. So Scorpio, there's double Scorpio and double Taurus coming up here. Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and air energies right here. Double Scorpio, double Taurus are very difficult energies for anyone to endure. Being under the radar, fighting, competition, or conflict over not expressing or engaging in negative energies, only messages of love. They're saying, if you can't say something nice, say nothing at all. So someone's sticking up for this energy. And that could be a child. A Sagittarius female could be a child or a teen with Taurus, Scorpio, and or Cancer, all her or all separate people. So there could be her, she could be the Sag, and then Taurus and Scorpio are separate from her. Or it could be parents as well. Or she has all of those in her chart. But someone in need of help, money, or an opportunity or invitation, falling short of their own independence. So this definitely could be a teen leaving the house, or someone in their early 20s. Someone who needs a job or needs work and can't go into their ego. Maybe they had a job and they got fired because of their ego. Or so they need work without being in their ego, or aligning with the courage and strength needed when they are drained or just don't feel like doing something, right? So it's a big lesson for kids to learn when they first go out into the work world. They can't just say, I don't feel like it. It's a job, it's a commitment. Or somebody is sick of no affection, or sick of a partner, or a boyfriend giving attention to other women, or a Leo out of control at work, or a Leo or Gemini out sick, And a Sagittarius always has to fill in and cover for them and be the angel. The King of Wands reversed, which can be Sagittarius or Leo, and the Queen of Swords reversed coming up here is Gemini specifically, and a grown child in need of guidance or schooling or not keeping up or falling short of parents' expectations. Sick at home, Leo, like it could be Sag as well, but Leo, or just the ego of the person, or someone being on strike at home, like refusing to engage. And that could be for good or for bad. But Gemini without using their intuition, or there's a secret out, or the Gemini is just demanding that they be the star of the family, or is just saying, I am the star of the family. Or just healed with dreams, and like no one else will let them see their dreams. Like they could be a really positive person, or the opposite. They could be a very difficult child. Either way, they have dreams and they're not afraid to say it. Aquarius, Pisces, unhappy after the war. So if there was a fight at home or a divorce going on, someone might feel like they're in PTSD, or someone's just spoiled and didn't get what they wanted from a Libra or Cancer, or two Cancer people. One being told if they don't like it, they can leave, and this is at the new moon, and then soon is the Wounded Warrior reversed. Someone, the King of Wands reversed, who's dead tired, dropping their burdens, or confessed to surrendering the past. The secret's out. The death between the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed in another world, he's not coming up that. He's coming up as dead tired, literally. Or he could have died. So this could be a war hero too who passed, the King of Wands, Wounded Warrior. He could have been someone who's passed recently, or is just dead tired and are surrendering. So some death can be a surrender, or they're just surrendering to the past, or they're surrendering their past. They're no longer going to go to the past. But the Queen of Wands reverse is coming up as in another world, or their world is upside down from lies or split, or just the need to cut through all the BS. The Page of Wands is inspired to get over it. The Divine Masculine is seeing himself as that Ten of Swords reversed, allowing the pain to release from his back and feel the bliss of it. Holding back passions, the King of Swords, so the masculine seeing himself as the King of Swords here, with the Queen of Swords reversed, where the worst is over. Letting go to repair things, defenseless to the swords falling out in the bliss, and then Sukha was coming up. And that could be coming up soon. Like some people might be planning Sukha, so that might be why that's coming up. Getting to know each other, heart-to-heart conversations, express your love, passion, trust, which is all about faith, and masculines, you deserve love. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he's seen, is weakness, or a Leo or their ego out of control, or an ego death. Synchronicities, heaven in their eyes, a grand orchestration, and spreading the message, the word. When unhappy or unsatisfied, share with others who resonate to balance. Unhappiness due to no affection, touch of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, then choose a new path. Partners without affection who see eye to eye about a breakup or announcements, or a call to action to the messages of truth, or to a messenger of truth. A partnership of alchemy that's well balanced and patient, the alchemical process of transmutation, and that was at 128. 1 is the Magician, 28 the Two of Wands. Push this up just a little bit more. I turned the pages 129. 2C, 29 is the Three of Wands, which is reversed today. So that's about looking back at the past, or going back to the past, or living in the past. But two are seeing eye to eye about lies and split and cutting through the BS. So they may just be seeing eye to eye because they're agreeing that they need a split. Inspiring or inspired to pull Excalibur. The X's bullets no longer can affect or hurt the Divine Masculine. Patience in union with twin. The knight in shining armor with truth that can hurt. So it's saying to be careful in coming into union, because the knight in shining armor may be the knight in shining armor, but he's also in armor, and his truth can be hurtful, or hers. Rebirth, music, relationship change, and health, as we said in the beginning, but even more so for the masculine today, is making an effort and self-love. The Knight of Cups offers love to the Queen of Swords reversed. That can be a Gemini, doesn't have to be. But even when she's mean or kicked him out, the masculine's learning to love no matter what, right? If they want to come back into his life, then they need to make the changes. All he needs to be is his true, authentic, loving self. And it's up to someone else if they can't meet him in that resonance. Or the Knight of Cups offers love to their silent twin who's been without affection. At the end of a family or emotional cycle, suddenly the masculine's done with a tower moment where the whole family is unhappy or just over at the new moon, or due to deception with no affection, protecting their heart, always needing more information, performing and stuck in emotions with no peace, suddenly agree to disagree, breaking up and announcing it, and or twin announcements, a wake-up call for everyone. So it could be that there's a breakup, but there could be breakups also where the twin announcements, stuff that they may have been exposed to or listened to, may have made a difference in waking them up for their life and their happiness. The Divine Masculine suddenly hearing the call and connected with self and epiphanies in their knowing to keep their vibration high if wants to find peace without, currently without affection. Released from injustice, of chaos and war and deception at the new moon, dreams are real. All unhappiness of self and family is out the window. Hanging out to be wise and see perspectives, to rest and transit, allowing death transformation to happen. Going through the portal to sovereignty and to sovereign, wise white owl, who's a hoot. Resting in 5D, coming clean to reap rewards in a moderate way, the Emperor ends family cycle and unhappiness to have dreams come true and healing. And then I was guided to a line from an old song I wrote for my son, actually, that the stars are out tonight, aligned. I'll teach him of the white light, teach him all I know. I'll just turn out the light and say goodnight. And moon, And then Aquarius came up. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will, peace will guide the planets and love will rule the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So if I said it right or not, you understand the meaning. Separation and heartbreak, three-way situations and purging cycles to co-create a slowdown to sovereignty, an offer of the gold coin, a new life, to end the war within, and to end the strike, the sit-in, the need to be still. The Queen of Cups pulls Excalibur for bliss and ego death, defenseless and happily so, without wishes, challenged by the dark energies of the 3D self, in surrender to patience and balance and the angelic realms, under the radar without need for attention or affection outside themselves. However, it is quite nice to hang out at the new moon, to go through the portal together, to meet your twin halfway. The Queen of Cups coming out with a secret about twins and angels and patience and faith, defenseless to lies. There's no need to react or project unhappiness for attention. The challenge being codependency, polarity of bliss. And this is at 156. 1 is the Magician. 56 is the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing. But the challenge being the codependency of bliss, the release of pain, surrender, ego death, patience without affection, and patience in a breakup when you need to wait and allow things to happen naturally. So this is the read for the Divine Masculine, and I'm going to pull cards now. That was a long one. It's 123 already. I guess we can still do this for you guys. I'm going to pick up these cards here to move them out of the way. Just down just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do all 12 cards from the Rider-Waite, the main deck, and then I'm going to clarify it with the Kipper deck. Here's the Kipper deck. And then I'll use my Rider-Waite minis to clarify that. So for all 12 signs, Aries to Pisces, for August 31st, the last day of August 2019. Take a deep breath, you guys. everything smells good. That's that aroma to make us feel safe. Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs. And I will turn the picture in a minute so you can see them better. All right, so Aries to Pisces, all 12 signs. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to learn? Aries to Pisces, August 31st, 2019. Clear all negative energies and fill with only beautiful, organic love and diamond light. And so it is. Whoop. Okay. So I'm going to show you the signs. Let me turn it a little bit so you can see this area better. So Aries is 10 of Wands reversed. Taurus is Judgment. Gemini is 2 of Wands reversed. And Cancer is the King of Pentacles reversed. Then we have Leo is the 5 of Wands reversed. Virgo is 4 of Pentacles. Libra is 10 of Cups reversed, and that very much matches the read at the end today. And then we have the 4 of Wands for Scorpio. Then we have Sagittarius with the 5 of Wands reversed. And Capricorn is the Chariot. Aquarius, the 7 of Swords reversed. And then Pisces. That's so much Pisces energy. It's the 6 of Cups. Okay. And then I'm going to pull 4 more cards for afterward. And then the underlying energies that we'll pull from the bottom is the 3 of Wands above the fire column. So these are fire. And then the Queen of Pentacles up as reversed at the top of the earth signs, which resonates with the energy from the read. And then 2 of Swords. This is in the read reversed as well. The 2 of Swords is upright in the read as well at the top of the air signs, and then the top of water signs is the Queen of Swords upright. So she's upright here, where she was reversed in the read. And then we end on the 5th card, which is the Page of Wands reversed. So let's move these over just a little bit. All right. So next is the Kipper deck. So I'm going to shuffle the Kipper deck first. See what we get for all 12 signs. August 31st, 2019. August 31st, 2019. August 31st, 2019. Aries through Pisces, all 12 signs. All 12 signs. The best and highest good of all is concerned. Transmute all negative energies and fill with only beautiful, organic love and diamond light. And so it is. All 12 signs. August 31st, 2019. Okay. All right, so we have Aries has despair. So they're dropping their burdens and confessing because of despair. And then we have Taurus is sudden wealth. We have 777s there with Judgment. So that could be a call. They may have heard the call. Jackpot. That's what I'm getting. And then for Gemini, we have the family room on the 2 of Wands, which is feeling like there's no options. And then for Cancer, we have the child on top of the King of Pentacles reversed, so he may need to take care of a child, and it's financially draining. Then we have Leo, which is mature woman, on top of ending the war, or no longer needing to be so harsh in your truth. And then for Virgo, we have a false person, and that's 4 of Pentacles. Let's see why that is. And then Libra is the courthouse, and that's 10 of Cups. And then we have the 4 of Wands of concern for Scorpio. Yeah, so it can become some concern about a home or a house. Then we have Sagittarius is the privileged lady. which is on top of the Five of Wands reversed, and then Capricorn, the mature man. And then the Seven of Swords reversed on Aquarius. So there's a courtship, but it looks like there's some lies or sneakiness behind the scenes. And again, I wanted to say too, for Virgo, the past couple days I've been getting some false energy around Virgo. I'm trying to remember where that was before, because it was switching around a little bit between signs. I can't remember the other signs. Occupation is coming up for Pisces, okay, with the Six of Cups. So again, that could come up with the mother and children who want to start a business together. I was just definitely getting that energy. And then I usually pull the next one just for everybody, which is the main female. So that's definitely, this is a message for the Divine Feminines. I'm just going to leave that over here. Okay. And then the bottom of the deck is the main male. So we'll put them, I'm not going to put them up top. If you want to see, I would put that for fire. That would be main male. And then earth would be message of concern. Distant horizons would come up for air, and then toil and labor would come up for water signs, so just a lot of hard work. And then lovers would be beneath that. So if I put these four out, lovers would be at the bottom of the deck. But I want you to be able to see the top cards there. So you can get a picture of all four columns: fire, earth, air, and water. Okay? And then the lovers, I'll leave it out like that though. Right here. I don't know if you can see it, but all right, so now we're just using the Rider-Waite Mini. I'm going to turn it back a little bit so you can see a little bit better down there. Yeah, okay. Okay, so clear and align, clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, realities, and fill with only beautiful, organic love and diamond light. And so it is. This is for all 12 signs, but we're starting with Aries. So we have the page of Wands reversed as the 5th card down, which is lack of inspiration, or someone literally having temper tantrums or just frustrated. And then we have the Queen of Swords at the top of water, who is speaking her truth to people. Then we have the top of air, which is 2 of Swords, being in your knowing or pretending not to know. Go both ways, but it's about protecting your heart. And then the earth signs have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who's just ungrounded. It can be someone who's ungrounded or just not themselves today, or it can be someone who's very greedy and all about money or very superficial. All right, so it can be a couple different energies. So, but like I said, it's either someone just as simple as, just kind of out of sorts today, or ungrounded, or literally someone who's just greedy or just kind of mean and all about money. Then we have fire signs, which is the 3 of Wands reversed. So that's about looking back, going back, or living in the past. And let's see what comes up for Aries. All right, so again, Aries had despair and 10 of Wands reversed. So let's see what we have here. There's some tough energy here. So definitely dropping their burdens, or somebody might have hurt themselves too. They could have hurt their back if they were out doing yard work or something. All right, this is Aries. So it's overall positive. So maybe someone is worried about dropping their burdens, but the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Hangman awake. And I'm not getting like big head here because she's upright in very good energy. This is an awakened person, right, who's very well balanced. And so for the feminine Aries especially, this is very good. The masculine energy could be more in that despair energy, or the masculine around this person, maybe after dumping their burdens, is just worried. And this doesn't have to be masculine, the despair. It can be a feminine, although the pictures are more masculine energy. Someone could be worried about not being able to get a job, or just who's going to replace them, or just how it's going to look after they confess to something, okay? But this is not bad at all. Someone may have worried for nothing. Like you know, like the twins worrying about all the energies between them. There is, however, this is insecurities, and it could be a major manipulator around them. But also can just be your own insecurities. It was just your own insecurities and you worried for nothing. So that could be for Aries. Living in the past, right? Because you're always worrying about what happened and making up stories in your mind. All right, so this manipulator definitely could be around you though. Or somebody's worried they're going to come off as that manipulator, right? Who's jealous and sincere, who doesn't give love, but knowing that the truth will come out eventually, okay? The truth will come out when it's offered to the prisoner. So it's kind of contradictory, right? Because you have this this Knight of Cups reversed offering the truth to a prisoner, right? Because we have his truth, her truth, and then the truth. This is what this energy is coming up with, all right? So that's for Aries. So this person might have worried about this person judging them or being jealous or insincere, like not a sincere person. And this person may think this person's weak or a victim, you know, but then there's the truth. So that's about his, hers, and the actual truth. So you guys all know that saying. So that's what's coming up for Aries. Then Leo is the Five of Swords reversed and the mature woman. So this is the mature woman, is maybe helping to end a war, or not being so severe anymore in their truth, because the Five of Swords upright too could be just someone standing in their truth, like taking other people down before they can get them. So it can be aggressive, or it can just be staying still with their truth, and if people don't like it, well, you know, they can leave. So let's see what's coming up for Leo. Why are we looking back or living in the past? And this is about Leo needing patience, and that this is an older woman, so she might be just used to the old ways of doing things, all right? So somebody may be sick physically, or just really drained, or overexposed, or over-radiated, any of those things, but this is detox. So maybe, also they may be going through radiation treatment and just detoxing off of that, because, you know, and can be chemo too, because, you know, it's always 1 week on, 1 week off, you know, where you can actually feel somewhat normal again. So that's for Leo. So either just feeling low, it could just be someone, maybe someone's quitting smoking, or it could be anything like that, detoxing, and so they feel drained. Right? After the war, a detox. Someone literally could have gone through a war and detox, or some kind of medical detox, and just drained after the detox, but doing better now because the war is over. Or literally could have been at war, no matter what the war was, within themselves or with somebody else, but it's over now and they're just drained from it. But they're detoxing, so that's good. This can be chaotic as well, of overexposure, like, because there's always a culmination before the detox. So there could still be some of that chaotic energy there. But then we have someone getting back to work, you know, getting back to the daily routine after treatment or the war or chaotic situation, whatever it was, and coming back to being their intuitive selves, creating new patterns as well. This is very good. This is very peaceful and being in their knowing, and it can also just be Pisces energy. There's also Leo and Capricorn there as well. All right. So then we have Sagittarius as the privileged lady, and the Five of Wands reversed. So this is the battle being over, or there is no competition. I am the best. I am the privileged lady. That's Sagittarius energy. So either they are just a lady of privilege because of their wealth, or because they're like an amazing athlete, like nobody can beat me, or they just have that attitude that nobody can beat them, or somebody lost a competition, or lost a fight, or just the fight is over. So let's see what comes up for her or them. This is for Sagittarius. All right, so she thinks, or this could be for a Sagittarius male, he thinks of this person like this, like heaven in his eyes, and he feels like just a simple wounded warrior next to her, right? But if it's the female, she thinks herself is heaven in her eyes. She could be like very spoiled and expect everything to come her way, right? but it's all comes, but it could be they're defensive about their old wounds. Could be someone seeing synchronicities everywhere as well, and that the synchronicities wound them, right? Because they see synchronicities of their twin. Or it could be the feminine Sagittarius, and this is the karmic energy, and the feminine getting synchronicities of the masculine with his karmic and feeling very wounded by it. So there could be several different situations here. But either way, it's the end of the battle. No more fighting. It also could be confirmation from a masculine or a feminine showing people around them, look at you can't fight or argue with the synchronicities. You've been seeing them with me. So that definitely can be coming up. So this is about the past returning, or about a negative childhood or negative past, or it could be a friend from your childhood returning, or your twin returning, or just any past returning in general. It could be past lives as well. Or just doing shadow work and dealing with your negative past. Or a lady of privilege. So everyone has their crosses to bear. So even the lady of privilege, you know, she gets a lot of haters. And also, she might have had a really bad childhood. She might have been abused or neglected, or, you know, you don't know what. So you can't judge people by their covers. And there's nothing wrong with being abundant. Okay? So this is about the past returning and the war ending. So this is also connected to Leo. Was that Leo or the other? I forget so soon already. Yeah, that was Leo. Okay. So then let's go to the earth signs with the Queen of Pentacles reversed up top. There's another Queen of Pentacles coming up upright though. So there may be two earth signs. One may not necessarily be reversed. Okay. So we have Taurus energy, and that's judgment and sudden wealth. So this could be someone won their case, somebody won in the divorce, somebody won at the casino, or somebody won because they had their wake-up call and they suddenly feel like a new person. So that's really lovely for Taurus. However, there's a Queen of Pentacles reversed above, so let's see why. For Taurus, why Judgment card, sudden wealth, and then the Queen of Pentacles reversed. All right, so this is coming up with the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and then the Ten of Swords. All right, so that doesn't look happy. So this could be that Taurus, maybe Taurus didn't want the wealth. Maybe they wanted the relationship in a divorce or in a suit or settlement. It wasn't the point, the money. The point was the injury or how they got hurt. So it's kind of like that. Like there's no solace in the wealth that comes through. They're still going to do what they do. They're still going to work hard to align themselves, working out details. Could be legal stuff too, just legal paperwork that has to be done, so they can't really enjoy the wealth until they get all this other crap done. And this is about needing to rest and integrate, connect with 5D, pray, or deal with someone who passed away. All right, this could be a death. So maybe they got money and inheritance, and so that's why they're not happy. Because of course the wealth is nice, but they lost someone they love very much. All right, so that's Taurus energy. I'm getting death of a salesman again as well. So that might be coming up for somebody. Somebody who lost someone may have been a salesman. Okay. So definitely inheritance energy is coming here. Or maybe if someone sold their business, maybe they retired, but they really love their business, so it's very sad for them. So that could also be a very painful, slow death. Maybe they sold their business, so they made a lot of money. Or in a final judgment, or like in a suit. But it wasn't the point. The point is I'll still be injured or in pain for the rest of my life. So there's like a mixed blessing there for Taurus. And this is coming through too. So it might have been time up for the Emperor. So he either retired or passed away. Okay. So his time was up. Or it could be anything. Just, it doesn't have to be death. It can be just work was up, marriage was up, whatever. Time to be more present and not live in the past. And then the wheel, the time with the wheel is referencing don't pay attention to time. It's time to be present in the present moment. All right, let's go to Virgo with the false person and All right, and this can have to do with savings. So someone might be hiding money from somebody else or pretending to be something they're not, right? It could just be a mask, right? So it could, you don't know which one here is false. He's got a mask and she looks sneaky. So which one is really hiding something? And this is about holding on, but this one doesn't look too bad. Like, you need to hold on loosely, right? Not cling to things. This could be someone who's skating on thin ice though, too. Like, you know, the boy who cried wolf. You can only lie so many times and then people are not going to believe you anymore. So let's see what comes up for Virgo. Why does Virgo have the false person and the Four of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles up top, reversed? Okay, and that, they slammed down right on the ground. So again, they're skating on thin ice. And they literally could fall through the ice. Actually, I just watched a movie recently about falling through the ice. So this is about no new passion. It can be just frustration, not having faith. This is someone falling from grace for sure. This could be someone who literally fell because they lacked faith. And this could be learning. This could be someone who's learned, like, you know, you need to get back up on the horse again. This could be someone who fell off the horse and needs to learn to get right back up, learning to control their passionate energy, their third energy, or just their sexual or creative energy. Like, even if you're doing a creative project, learning not to just give up, but sometimes you have to start over and try again, although it's frustrating. So it's really very much that energy for me. And then we have the Four of Cups reverse, which is no longer grounding and integrating. This is somebody not waiting to complete the cycle, not wasting their time. It's time to start over from scratch, right? So it's saying, like, if you started a business or a project and it's not quite right, or someone tells you you need to scratch it all and start again, it's okay. Don't worry about having wasted your time. You didn't. You learned an important process or lesson in it. So whether it's business or love, or doesn't matter what it is, there's definitely pentacles and cups here. So it could just be of a practical nature of everyday stuff. It's just learning to get back up on the horse again. So the false person just has to do with, you know, don't fool yourself. Don't lack faith. This is really what the false person is about. When you lack faith. Because then you just screw yourself. That's when you fall. It could also be feeling foolish for falling for a one-night stand. Right? Thinking that they could start their life over and it was like a false start. So that could be as well. I mean, she definitely looks like, you know, she's being sexual. So it could be someone who's a tease, who doesn't really mean. It's not about, there's a difference between flirting and being friendly, like you are with the person at the grocery store, and actually flirting with people. Because when you flirt with people, you send the wrong signal and you play with people's hearts. So that's not okay. All right, so this is holding on. This is pretending to be someone who may be pretending to be wealthy, but they only have a little bit. Like they could be, or someone who's stable and they're not, right? So a lot of different situations are coming up with this. And with the Queen of Pentacles reversed up top, definitely could be the female energy that's pretending to be something they're not as far as money, right? Someone who's Queen of Pentacles reversed likes to lead a superficial life, wants everyone to believe she has it made. So that could be what she really has is just this, the Four of Pentacles. But she's trying to pretend like she's trying to pretend like she's this. All right, so that's coming up. But again, it's just about getting back on the horse again and not fooling yourself. Right? If it's too good to be true, what does your feeling say? What does your knowing say? This is where all you twins have to practice your abilities, your discernment. All right, these are coming up too. So this might have to do with getting taken and the sale or a move of a home or an end of a marriage. This is coming out or over isolating. This could be mental disease as well. So there could be someone who has mental issues and is unstable. So this literally can be someone who's unstable. Or someone pretends to be unstable so they can get away with things and they don't have to do things. That definitely came up before. But this is definitely a move, or you actually could be moving houses or going on vacation, or someone's moving to a nursing facility. because they're losing their mind. This could just be coming out of the house. Or maybe the house is going to be condemned. This could be a homeless person as well. Could be someone who's old, who never took care of their house, who was a hoarder type of energy. So it just depends. I'm actually going to leave that out because that has to do with the elderly as well. So the Queen of Pentacles upright, she may not be lying, she may be losing her mind, and that's why she's lying and people don't know she's ill yet. So it's like that bridge when you start Alzheimer's, so you may be going through some of that. So obviously there's several different situations there. This is coming up too. This could literally be an opportunist. So someone who wants to have sex with you because they actually want your money, that's coming up, right? So they want to hurt you. This could also just be a child in need of help, opportunity, assistance, a hand up. Very frustrated at night, not getting sleep because they have no opportunities or no one's inviting them anywhere. Feeling their broken heart. So that's sad. All right, so someone literally sexually taken or just frustrated creatively because no one's helping them, or they feel like they can't do it themselves, they keep falling off and making mistakes, or someone literally breaking up, moving, or ending a marriage, or a big party was canceled as well. So this could be the false person if it was a wealthy girl, like the energy over here. Could have had a big party planned or a big wedding planned, and then somebody couldn't follow through. Maybe the person who was going to pay started losing their mind, so now they have to move to a facility, so there's money. The money has to be spent for that and not for your party or wedding. So there could be different stuff like that. So let's go to Capricorn with the Chariot and the Mature Man. Okay, so that's all about movement or travel. And the Mature Man, maybe he wants to go around the world. We have the world right here. He wants to travel around the world. So this is Capricorn. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles up top. Maybe she thinks she has more, or he has more money than he does, and she wants to travel around the world, and he's like, I don't know if I can do that or not. So let's see what comes up for Capricorn. All right, so this is what's coming up for Capricorn. We have the King of Wands, Five of Pentacles upright, and then the Knight of Cups reversed. So there's definitely insincerity, jealousy here, or someone who's refusing to offer love to this person who feels left behind. This could be a divine masculine, where this is the King of Wands, feeling left behind, or it could be between Capricorn. This could be a separate person. So Capricorn could feel left behind by the King of Wands, who may have left him behind literally, or may have passed away, or scammed by someone who didn't love, who pretended to love them but didn't. This could be someone in exile too, like kicked out of an establishment, any kind of business or church or family, neighborhood, social group. I mean, we have all the signs here, so it doesn't have to be something particular. It doesn't have to be business or home or anything like that. Maybe this man was planning on traveling, but then lost his job, or was insincere and really shouldn't have said that he could afford this in the first place, but just wanted to, he may be a people pleaser, so he says things to make people happy and then he can't follow through. So that could be the energy for someone, and that's the truth coming up. All right, so his truth, her truth, and the real truth. This is coming up again, so I'm going to leave that out for Capricorn. So whether it's it could be between Capricorn man and the King of Wands upright, or it could be Capricorn man and a spouse of the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So either this person was left out in the cold. So the wife or the partner, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, may have led him to believe that they would travel around the world and never came through with that. Like, a lot of empty promises. So, and it's a question of what's the real truth. Like, one person feels left out in the cold and the other one feels imprisoned. The Queen of Swords is lying. Let's see what else is coming up here. All right, this is either someone lying to avoid repercussions or lying to avoid any problems at work, or somebody literally could be, you know, they could be stealing at work if she's lying about something at work. But there's definitely injustice here. Something's not fair in a group situation, whether it's work or just a creative collaboration. This could be in the aftermath of someone's death too. Like they're not distributing everything fairly at work because maybe the boss died or the father died in that situation, and they can't all see eye to eye. This could be a Queen of Swords, a Scorpio, and a Libra energy, all in the same group. And there's Taurus here too. Taurus reversed as well. All right, so that could be divorce right there. So it could be divorce or that someone passed. Both situations are coming up here for Capricorn. And it made things difficult. And someone may have gotten kicked out of a group or a work or fired. Or maybe people are now taking homeless people in and doing pro bono work. And not everyone agrees with that. That could be as well. Because they're worried about, you know, not being able to trust the people coming in. But either way, there's some kind of disagreement. Somebody wants to travel around the world or move the business or change the way things are done at the business, but they're not agreeing, or someone lied and they're not coming to a consensus about what actually happened, like his truth, her truth, and the real truth. So there's obviously some issues still going on here. Or when they couldn't afford to go anywhere or move, somebody took a trip without the other's permission or bought something without permission, but there's definitely travel here. So whether it's a move, a new house, or a trip that they bought without the other's permission. There's definitely jealousy, insincerity, abandonment, and destitution issues here. That could be why Aries could be related here, why they're in despair about money. Then let's go to air signs with the Two of Swords at the top. So it's either being in your knowing or pretending not to know and always saying that you need more information. Protecting your heart and just keeping to yourself, pretending everything will be fine whether it is or not. So then we have Gemini here with the Two of Wands reversed, feeling like you have no options, or maybe you did have a choice of path and you took it already, but here's the family room. So why are we in the family room? There's no option but the family room. Let's see why. All right, so this comes up for Gemini. We have the Six of Wands and then the Three of Cups reversed. So someone's getting attention for, could be a third-party situation, it could be just attention for gossip, it could be attention for their addictions, overindulgences, codependencies, or getting attention for being antisocial or no social life. Right? We have an empty family room, so it definitely could be someone who's antisocial or with no social life. This could be someone, one-night stand. It could be falling short, holding back your passions, like no social life because they're just holding back. And they're getting attention. They're getting attention. This is actually leading the way in a positive way. I'm not getting this as negative. I mean, it could be negative, but usually negative attention would come up with something different than that. But getting attention for holding back their passions or being antisocial, or just third-party situation where you're staying to yourself in your living room and there's no family there. Maybe there was family there before and now there's not. And maybe that might be a peaceful thing for Gemini. But we have Two of Wands reversed and the Two of Swords upright. Two of Swords upright, being in their knowing, with it, is not an option. So someone who's in their knowing needs to, they have to hold, you know, like being in the twin flame journey, you have to hold back your passions because it's about mastering everything and leading the way, you know. Maybe you don't have as many friends as you used to have, which is okay, because if they don't resonate with you, they fall away in the aftermath of epiphanies or in sudden events, and not going against the flow, going with the flow, allowing things to happen. Even if there's grief, it's letting go of the baton to just allow things to flow. Okay? If you need to go on and run the fourth leg of the race, do that. Or let go of the baton and stop the race completely and start over again. Someone may have had someone pass, or there might have just been some sudden event. So there might have been a big, there was an inheritance that came up with that card before, where the whole family was meeting about the reading of the will. So Gemini might not have been happy with that, or just sad that the person passed away. So it could have been a King of Cups who passed away, or these two people don't get along, or maybe two people passed. That's possible as well. So suddenly, or they just, two people are out of your life suddenly. Or this be a group work situation where all of a sudden you split from two other people. Or it could just be not getting along, like there was no consensus. So somebody, not everyone could have their dreams, because not everyone, could agree to one thing. It could just be two people needing to heal as well. So there could have been an argument. So there is healing going on, but there's a lot of grief between the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And then there could be, Gemini could be outside of that as well. So the other one is like pretending not to know. So one person can be in there knowing and not caring that they're alone. And the other person's pretending not to know, so all of a sudden they are alone because people found out that they were pretending so they can get away with stuff. All right, then we have Libra, which is the 10 of Cups reversed, and the courthouse. So definitely could be a divorce issue here, or someone's in family law, or it could be filing paperwork because they're unhappy with family in order to start a new family. So let's see why that is for Libra, with the 2 of Swords up top, being in their knowing or pretending not to know. This is someone dropping their burdens, confessing in order to go to peace. So ending a family cycle or an emotional cycle of unhappiness, no longer doing what was making them unhappy, and confessing, and or, doesn't have to be both, just being in their knowing, like having faith to go on and find peace. So the courthouse, maybe just confessing to illegal or immoral, or just secrets. It doesn't have to be something awful. It could just be something, some silly secret that you hid because you thought you'd be judged for it. But there is a courthouse here, so it could be at least paperwork that needs to be done. And definitely getting energy here of someone who's pretending not to know. Standing up for themselves now to others in the injustice to find peace without reacting. Definitely could be a divorce situation, but this also can just be being more spiritual. It could be breaking a contract or another commitment, breaking traditions, breaking any kind of patriarchal commitments. The boys club, no longer. All right, but also could be breaking up with a Queen of Cups reversed. This person can be a Taurus energy with water, or vice versa. Also can be, well, Libra's there on Libra. But also can be, this can just reference, as opposed to a water sign, can just reference someone who's just really crying a lot, or is manipulative. Because people, once they've finished crying, hurt people become manipulative sometimes. So that can be as well. Or it's just someone spiritually purging here. On a quest. All right. And this is the Arrows of Love. This could be tears of joy for someone as well. Yep. All right, so that's for Libra. Let's go on to Aquarius. Has the Liar, Cheater, Thief card reversed. So that's, for me, that's either being sneaky still, or telling some half-truths, or coming clean about something. There's a courtship here. So someone might be coming clean. They may be being sneaky, pretending not to know up top, and they still are doing that. They're still lying in their courtship. Or someone in their knowing is coming clean because they don't want to start something on a bad foot without declaring everything. Okay, so this is someone who was dumped, or someone just crying, purging, pushed to their emotional limits, spiritually overwhelmed, learning to tame their inner beast, or learning to tame an outside lion, a Leo. And then this is someone who has lost their sovereignty, lost their power, independence, or money, or is drained by their own ego, financially and spiritually. Or this is someone who's no longer single. After purging it out and finding their strength, they could be giving up their sovereignty to get married in a courtship situation here. Look at that. This is masculine and feminine right here. This is where he is reversed in the read. He's reversed in the read. Now he's upright. He's found his happiness alone. He's found satisfaction with himself. And now she's reversed because she's willing to give up her sovereignty to be with him, because she's tamed her inner beast and she's purged a lot. And this could also be tears of joy, right? That she tamed her inner beast, which they are each other's inner beast. So that's really beautiful, actually, for Aquarius here. Also could be that someone's still lying in a relationship, so you got to be careful about that. This person could be arrogant also, and wanting to spend the other person's money, right? There could be a lot of ego here, and hurt feelings. Someone pushed to their emotional limits. So maybe there's someone already who's been courting a long time, or is already married, where there's a lot of lying going on in the relationship. Someone's arrogant, someone spends the other's money, or someone just is a spender, and there's no love loss anymore. Someone's pretending not to know, or someone's in their knowing, or one's the other. One's one and the other's the other. All right, so there's definitely can be a breakup as well. So either coming clean and breaking up, not coming clean and breaking up, a disconnect for a new life, or starting over. Or maybe there's a new infusion of money after breaking up or disconnecting from a partnership. Or, like I said, it's a very twin flamey energy where the masculine's coming in to make sure he tells all his lies before starting anything, to start on a clean foot. Okay? To start fresh in your knowing with the big gold coin. All right, so that's Aquarius. Let's go to the water signs with the Queen of Swords at the top. We have first Cancer, which is the King of Pentacles reversed, and the child. It doesn't have to be a little girl, but it's definitely depicted, so that energy is here. He may be worried about the money needed to take care of this child. And then we have the Queen of Swords there speaking. Maybe he thinks he's irritated because the Queen of Swords ungrounds him or acts like a child. He may be saying that about her. So we have the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, so a lot came out here for Cancer. Then we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Here's that Nine of Swords, up nights, crying or purging or stressed. And then here's heartbreak and separation. So there's definitely multiple people here. This definitely could be like switching of couples, because we have a Queen of Wands, or a Queen of Swords and a King of Swords. And then we have a King of Pentacles reversed and a Queen of Wands reversed. And then we have a Page of Pentacles reversed, which can represent that child of the King of Pentacles reversed. Maybe someone passed and left their child, and now a relative has to take care of that child. And the child, this is the child heartbroken and sad. And this person doesn't really want to do the work. Maybe this person's trying to get the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords to take the child because it's too much for her to handle. So she could be a mother too. And maybe she's just too tired to deal with the child. It's just too much. These could be lawyers as well, the King and Queen of Swords. So it could be a breakup between the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed. And the Page of Pentacles is here with her, but maybe the Page of Pentacles wants to be with the father. So they're up nights crying and heartbroken because they don't want to be separate from their father. Or it can be vice versa for mother too. So like I said, could be lawyers and one couple broken up and dealing with child custody issues. Or somebody could have passed away where someone's taking on somebody else's child. The King of Pentacles could be the King of Swords as well. And the Queen of Wands could be the Queen of Swords up there. They could be just one couple as well. Or just dealing with a child who's having, maybe the child has some kind of disability or learning disability, and they're very frustrated up at night and they're heartbroken because they feel like a failure, they can't do anything. Or maybe the mother screams at them all the time because she's reversed, or she's just too tired to deal with it anymore and she wants him to deal with it. And for him, it's a financial burden. So let's go on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio has the home, the family, the party, and the concern. So what is he worried about? So for Scorpio, why is Scorpio concerned at home, about the home, about a wedding, about a party? Why is there concern? And there's the Queen of Swords up top talking. Maybe someone's talking up a party that he can't afford. He's going to have to stop, and he's worried about having to tell them. All right, so we have a Page of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy. So this man of concern could actually be the Virgo, like who doesn't have as much money. Anyway, with the Page of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot, and then the Queen of Swords reversed. And this may have been someone who lied about a move or travel. A kid who was excited to get money or savings. Maybe a mother who spent their child's savings. I watched a movie last night, which is exactly that, where the mother was alcoholic, and he came home and found out that she had spent all his savings for school that he was supposed to go back to in a month. So it could definitely be something like that as well. She could be on the warpath, or she could be, maybe she promised college to this child and now she can't or won't let them leave. They want to go away to school and they won't let them, or they want to go on some kind of trip and they won't let them. This could be someone who just claims she can't change her ways, or she just experienced death and this is after the death, so after the fact. And she's just really in negative energy here. And there's no resonance here. This is very positive, and you see how this is much colder and silver. This is more gold, this is more silver. And again, she could be clinging to death, and this could be a child coming to visit them, to offer them some stability. So it could be in a nice way, that could be that. But there's a man at home concerned. He's definitely concerned about travel or a move that was promised, and it's definitely related to Virgo with the Four of Wands reversed over here. So some kind of move or travel canceled, or can't afford it, or somebody died so the plans just changed, and a child disappointed. Or this could be the man who's inspired to save, to travel or move, and then this person's always a naysayer blocking them at work, right? So maybe they want to make changes at work, and that the Queen of Swords reverse is always blocking them. Like she's always talking up there in the header there, but here she's lying, or she's really negative, just always naysaying. There's no affection here at work. Someone they don't want to work with. He may be worried that she's going to be the end of his home, family, marriage, or whatever. The downfall of everything he's built. Also could be deliberations about this person who's out of control at work, or someone who's ill. Could be an older parent, and they don't know what they're going to do with them, so they can't spend money on the business or home until they know how they're going to take care of this person. Or this person's deliberating on whether or not they're going to keep a business open or keep certain employees there. So all sorts of stuff there for Scorpio. Oh, I forgot to put the cards out. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can find them again. Okay, so that was Scorpio. So Scorpio, for the first three cards, is really positive energy. But then can they really do it? And then we have the naysayer here. And then the work situation comes up as well. So let's see what comes up for Pisces. Someone's all talk and no action for Scorpio too, right? And then Pisces is occupation, possibly working with children or working with past lives. And being in union is an occupation as well. So let's see what comes up for Pisces. Pisces. All right, so this is coming up for Pisces, 3 of Wands, 8 of Cups, and then the Page of Swords reversed. So it's very positive energy here. Pisces has very great energy, like they work well with people, and then we have them being present, but possibly needing to walk away and within when it comes to their job or what they do for a living, maybe getting a lot of rejection, or someone stalking them at work, or there's just a lot of negative people at work, so maybe they have to think about getting another job, or just rethinking their whole occupation is coming up for Scorpio. Okay, so there could be someone who sneaks or cheats or lies at work, who's deceptive, and so Pisces, whether it's a guy or a girl, may need to choose a new path or feel rejected, or maybe someone just feels rejected with the people at work, or literally got fired and got rejected. But it may be a blessing in disguise. Coming full circle, that might have been the straw to make you come full circle, like in the cycle, to actually make dreams come true. Could be needing to break a contract that you just signed. Yeah, coming full circle. There's definitely completion here for Pisces as we go on. There's definitely spirituality or a break of marriage contract, but it's kind of work related here. But your kids could be your job. So you can't break up with your kids, right? Or can you? And then we have the Queen of Cups reversed. So someone's sad in a breakup, but the world's complete. This could be tears of joy and spirituality. Let's see what's coming up next. There's a quest for a dream. Could definitely someone, who's their job may be, like with acting, it's a big dream. And it's not easy because you have to take a lot of rejection. There's a lot of deceivers, sneaky people who want to use you, abuse you. I'm definitely getting that kind of energy, and someone may be questioning, is it worth it? So let's just wrap this up with the other cards coming up here. So again, the general card that came up for everybody was the main female, and Lovers at the bottom of that deck. And then we have the Emperor at the bottom of Fire, which is about either out of control and abusive control, or ego death. But it's living in the past for the fire signs, so it's more about the patriarchy falling. This is like someone out of control. And then we have for the earth signs, this is insecurities, which can turn into manipulation. So this is a really bad combination of the two. And then we have a coming together and seeing eye to eye that they can't be together because these two in combination are really awful. And this is where we come full circle. Okay, so there's either complete ego death in coming together or complete polarization, separation. And that's where they come together in eye to eye that they need to break up. And this is a completion of the circle. This also can be the masculine and the feminine coming together, coming full circle into union. This definitely represents the sealed divine feminine as well. Also could be traveling around the world, like whoever was looking at the world was Capricorn. And this was at the bottom of Capricorn. So be careful about knowing for sure if someone's trying to promise you something or offering you a deal that it's real. Make sure you do your homework and be patient. Don't rush into something. But this ends well here. This is beautiful energy. That could be committing to a neighborhood too. Neighborhood watch has been coming up this week a lot. So let me just pull one more card from here just to close it all up for all 12 signs. And these two came up. All right, so this is like the Emperor reversed and the Magician reversed. All right, coming together to see eye to eye, to complete the circle, to complete the cycle, so that one of these guys can go off to be with their divine their divine feminine. All right, it's definitely between two partners, two brothers, two friends, whatever the combination, can be father, son as well, father or son or an uncle or whatever. But two men who are both in their very negative energies. Can be a very manipulative person, can be drunk, can be emotionally detached, and this person can be very greedy. Or they're both ungrounded and just need to heal and allow their dreams to come in. Okay, there's a loss of affection here because of deliberations or poor judgment. And there's a lot of majors coming out here, along with the Empress reversed. So it's either because she's a bee, or because she's sick, or she just had some kind of medical procedure, or deliberating a medical procedure, or where to put them because they're losing their mind, or physical status, whatever it is, okay, in order to find a family happiness for everybody. There's like, they can't find a good solution for everybody. They have to come to terms with something. Yeah. It's like someone's on strike with a family, or someone's blocking the family happiness because they're refusing to move. They're like in a sit-in, they're on strike, they're not moving until they come together. The two different sides, this could be one side of the family and this could be the other side of the family. And this is the person saying, nope, you're not leaving until you figure things out. Okay, so that's for everybody. And then we have grief there, so somebody could have died, and that could be the reason why all this is going on in the first place. And I'm going to put these all back in this card and give you one more card from this deck, the Kipper deck, and then we'll go. It's 22133. 22133. That's pretty cool. All right, so unexpected income, which is number 27, which is the Ace of Wands, new passion. Okay, because someone might have passed or is passing, and that might be where the unexpected income is, or if someone's in ill health and don't know how they're going to pay for their bills if they have to move into a facility and unexpected income comes their way. Maybe the community comes together to support them, or they become part of this community, like the old age home. There's definitely someone needs to go, and also here's a coffin. So someone definitely has passed or is passing and you already know about it. Could also just be the death of something else. Someone has to leave their job also. Unexpected income, but then because of health and the needs of the community or the family and a death, maybe someone needs to leave, or someone died without a penny. Maybe people thought they were going to have money to leave. Okay. Or the penniless boy comes into wealth from the community. Maybe somebody left them in their will, and it was unexpected. Very interesting. All right, I'm going to let you go. It's getting really long. It's just 22,303. So lots of 22s, 1s, and 2s, and 3s, which was the read today about 1s and 3s, and then the space between the two. So water, sleep, joy, rise and be love, guys.